So I made a video before about this, but I kind of like started rambling on about like a bunch of other things. But so I have a message to like young men and just men in general. The red pill men are all federal. They're army. They have government. Some of them have family in governments in other countries where they have different policies, and they promote. They don't promote, but they kind of like talk like as if they are like they believe in the laws overseas, and we have more like anti-satanism here because like for example, when the red pill men want like misogynistic laws for women, it's not misogyny, it's satanism, right? But the point is this, right? I'm gonna talk about this subject after this point, but my point is this: if you're a man or a boy who's like a teen and you are looking up to the red pill men, I don't care if you believe in those misogynistic laws. I don't care if you want to disrespect women. This is not the point. The point is you need to look a little bit further, because those are not men who are like, oh, you know, they were poor and now they're rich and now they're like manly men and they're muscular and they go to the gym and, you know, they're rich and they're very good like role models for boys. They're federal agents, and that should creep everybody out. You can have your misogynistic like ideologies. I don't care. It's just the fact that if you have your it's one thing if it's really like, you know, a guy who he really was ugly, which by the way, all the red pill men, like none of them are physically my type, but they're fit, and the way they look, I've seen like uglier men than them get girlfriends. So a lot of them are like, oh, how the girls used to treat them bad, and like they felt like they were ugly or whatever. It's like, what are you talking about? There's like the most hideous, disgusting looking men sometimes, like that when I was like growing up, and they still had girlfriends, and the girlfriends were nice to them. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Before the red pill, please do not. I'm not calling them attractive. I'm just saying they're like, I've seen uglier than them, so I have like better luck. So I don't know what you're talking about. How a woman didn't treat you correctly because you didn't feel like you were attractive, or I don't know. Like they tried that bullshit, but yeah. That's you know what I mean. But like I said, if it was a man who was like, oh, he been through a lot of stuff and now he's angry because girls hurt them, and now they have a business, they're like, you know what, f that, I'm gonna have like 10 wives now, haha, y'all treating me bad, and it's a real thing. But these are federal agents, right? So I don't care if, you know, you say, like, oh, you know, women should go back to the kitchen, or we should lobotomize women, or whatever. Like, a lot of them say these, like, a lot of these robots, AI people say this in the comments. They're like, oh, well, you know, bring that back, bring that back. Y'all are not human anyway, so, like, that's why I said it doesn't matter if you say that, because you're not humans. Right, you are robots, AI, or made in a lab by Satanists who wear diapers and lick dirty butt plugs for satanic rituals. Like, that's who you are. You're not a human to me. So if I was to ever like talk to a guy and he's like, oh, I'm not gonna please you back, it's like, block, delete, you're not human, goodbye. like you can't offend me. What do I look like trying to convince you that you need to please me back, or like, you know, that you know what I mean? Like, so anyways, that's not the point. The point that I'm trying to seriously make is that like a lot of the men and younger like teen guys, y'all look at you look at these men as like role models, and it's like it's one thing if like they were genuinely like a role model, but they're federal agents. A lot of them are Satanists, and a lot of them are robots and AI and holograms. Yes, I'm serious. Like, it's not a joke. Like, what's going on and who the red pill men are, a lot of them are not a joke. Like, they're literally Satanists, or they're robots, or they're in a cult, and they're federal agents. These are not men who just, you know, I'm a macho man and look, I made it, I have a business, yeah, I'm this manly man with 10 wives. Like, no, a lot of them are federal and army. That's the problem.